everybody, welcome. We're back with Theron and Rylea for more... Actually, we're starting MSQ! Yay!
Yay!
For patch 7.3? Yeah,
7.3.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Just turning off some extraneous stuff we don't need.
Right.
Hello, Melancholy.
Who needs all this electrope anyway?
Yeah, well... I think we need to head into the back rooms.
Yes. Hi, Tassos.
Yes, we are heading to the back rooms. I was kind of hoping some people would show beforehand, but we need to get the ball rolling.
Or we'll be here all year.
Start with Gnault.
Probably has not changed. The equipment here didn't start trying to kill me, but it did start acting up while I was in the middle of my work. One of my finest pieces ruined, just like that, as if the power outage wasn't bad enough.
Sorry about that. Wook? Goslin is helping us coordinate efforts with the administration here in Alexandria. We have worked hand in hand to ensure that the people can get back to their normal lives. I worry about good little Jaw, though. I know he's still frustrated that he couldn't do anything to stop the machines. If only there was a way to take his mind off of things.
Main story will kind of do that. Is Finny the casual?
Yes. I will dedicate myself first to healing magic so that I may help treat people's wounds. It will be a time-consuming process to reacquire my abilities, but a necessary one that I dare not rush, even though there's no telling when Calyx will make his next move. Geode?
We've set up patrols outside, so I came back here to see how things are. Unfortunately, although we stopped the rampaging hover cargoes, now we have to deal with delays in electrope transport and slowdowns in production. Complications will likely continue for some time.
Ooh. Not good. Also, I don't remember this big thing here before. There was something here before, but not this one.
I couldn't tell you. I think it's the same, but I certainly can't swear to it. Maybe they added another graphics card. Or those hard drives at the top.
Yeah,
that's their NAS. This is another hard drive.
Yeah, this is their NAS system, apparently. Kryl? Raha and Alphano patrol the city, while Y'shtola and Alizé continue treating Levin's sickness and those injured in the attack. I shall stay here to help coordinate efforts, so I suggest taking an opportunity to get some rest. Already done.
We've had the opportunity for some rest. We wasted it going through the raid series over and over.
Galulja?
I couldn't fight them. I couldn't even get my authority back when it was stolen. So what good am I? I need to find a way to be more useful.
You're also just a child. Give yourself time to grow up.
And Shale? Targeted tragedy. Shale wishes for a moment of your time.
If you have a moment, Theron.
Hi, Drago.
Rylea.
We're just getting started on main story.
Yes. Just in time. If you have a moment, Theron, Rylea, Geode wants to take stock of the current crisis. Oblivion may be lacking the finer details in certain areas, so we'd like you to lend a perspective to the conversation.
Sorry to drag you into our meeting, but we need to get a better handle on the threats Alexandria is facing right now.
Not at all. Much has happened since the state funeral, and a clearer idea of where things stand would be beneficial for us as well. First things first, then let's discuss the state of the machine malfunctions. Every single selector reported instances of sentry attacking citizens without provocation, the vehicles suddenly becoming unresponsive to controls. And while these malfunctions were resolved fairly quickly, they nevertheless resulted in a considerable number of injuries and death. But you haven't heard anything about the new instances since then, right? Right. No additional reports have been logged, and as far as I know, that's the good news.
The bad news is, I tried to take control of the soldiers when they started hurting people, but they wouldn't listen to me, even though I have the king's authority. Once things calmed down, I was finally able to make them give up their weapons. But if it happens again, I don't know if they'll ignore me like before. The King of Resolve's authority is about the highest there is. Who is this man that can override it with such impunity?
Calyx. He lived in the age of the storm surge, as did I. Lest you forget, he was known for his advancements in electrope technology, and it was he who established preservation for the purposes of furthering his research. The wasting disease which afflicted him, however, was said to leave him scant years left to live. He must have chosen to undergo conversion into an endless, that he might continue his efforts into the present day.
Preservation's early goals seemed noble enough. Exploring treatments for love and sickness, designing Everkeep's core system, that sort of thing. Why harm the people he was ostensibly trying to help?
I do not pretend to fully understand Calyx's motivations, only that he appeared incensed by what he saw was mankind's failings. He asserted that the strategy of adopting our species through generational succession was outdated, that evolution now requires us to forsake bodies of flesh in favor of eternal preservation. We've already seen how he employed the stimulant to conceive Alexandrians that endless conversion is their only hope of survival. Eternal life is assured for the 5,000 who registered their neo-regulators. But this is merely one part of Calyx's greater plan. He wants the key to interdimensional fusion. With the relic in his possession, he will draw aether from the reflections, expanding his own efforts to create endless 1,000-fold. If we mean to foil Calyx's scheme, then our only option is to determine where he's hiding and put him down. Which, unfortunately, is easier said than done. I've been scouring the terminal we found in the depths of Everkeep, but I've failed to uncover even the slightest trace of his activities. Give me a little more time, though. I'm sure I can sniff him out.
I'll help you. While Galulja and Shale are working on that, I think I'm going to take a look around town. I want to make sure no new problems have cropped up, as well as search for any information that might lead us to Calyx. You're welcome to come along. Another malfunction could happen at any time, and I'd be glad to have some brawlers at my back.
We can do this.
Yeah, we're not exactly up for the library research.
Count me in. Raha and the others are helping Oblivion patrol the other levels of the keep, so shall we stick to the streets of Solution 9?
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, you two. I appreciate the company.
I have to speak with the city's administrators about bringing in the Lens Guard. I want our soldiers to protect those who were moving to Tuliolao. Alphino and Alice will be joining me for the meeting, so the three of us can cover the sector as soon as we're done. If I may, I'd like to join Theron and Rylea's group, if you'll have me.
Gladly. Dang it, I clicked through that. The more mouths to ask questions, the merrier, as long as you're aware of the dangers.
Thank you. I'll do my best not to be a burden. I'm more worried about you, Geode. Don't do anything stupid.
You'll change your tune once we get back with the goods on Calyx, then the drinks are on you. Come on, let's continue this outside. Hi, Orca.
Hello, Orca. Good to see you.
We have gotten our marching orders for the main story.
Galulja?
Oh, fine. I wish I could grow up faster. No, you don't. There'll be so much more I can do when I'm bigger like you.
Good luck with your patrol and take your time. We can do without Geode until we're done with the old sot. Ah, sorry. I was just thinking I've internalized better manners. Talking with Geode brings back all the old bad habits. Gnault, are you saying anything different?
Not likely. Seems the machines have gone quiet again, so I can get back to maintaining the weapons around here. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst, as they say.
Off we go. Sphene? I will do my utmost to ensure the happiness of Alexandria and its people. The city looks as tough as the city looks as though it's regained a sense of normalcy. Alas, the people will not soon forget recent events.
Sorry, I was off in my own little world. Shall we get started?
Are you alright, Geode?
Me? I'm well enough, given the circumstances. It's the Queen's fondest wish that her subjects remain shielded from the horrors of death. And so they were for the longest time. Then the moment mortality once again becomes an unavoidable fact of life, they're greeted with an outbreak of bloody violence. Many are bound to give the endless alternative serious consideration.
Indeed, and I do not blame them for that. It is only natural that such thoughts should come to mind. What I cannot forgive is the way Calyx wields fear and misery to manipulate people into making that choice. No one, not Calyx nor anyone else, should dictate how we cope with the specter of death. As one who's lived as an Alexandrian, I wish to put that choice for this country's future back into the hands of its citizens.
And you think we can handle that responsibility after everything you've seen of us?
It is what I've seen that has convinced me you can. I awoke 4 centuries later to find my people living and laughing and breathing beneath Alexandria's banner. Though surprised and bewildered, I was overjoyed to see it so. You all deserve to be so happy.
Well then. We'd best not let you down. Now, I suggest we move as a group. We don't know if or when a battle might find us.
Oh, I believe someone came prepared for just such an eventuality. Is that grimoire you retrieved from the old castle? Yes, my parents gifted it to me when I was a child. They were adamant that I should learn to protect the things important to me. I was fortunate enough to have a tutor in the arcane arts, so I laid claim to some small measure of skill. If that's the case, it might be better if we split up into 2 groups after all. 'Twould certainly be more efficient for informed gathering.
I guess that makes sense. The 2 of you can take the west side of the recreation zone then. Theron, Riley, and I will take the east.
Your mic's a little close to your face.
It's in the same place as always.
We're catching occasional breaths.
Sorry.
Very well. We shall end our patrol at the plaza just past True View and await you there. And off they go.
Mm-hmm.
1
In
second.
fact, there they are.
I'll keep my eyes and ears open for any information that could be helpful, no matter how seemingly insignificant. My grimoire is inlaid with electrope in a matter which augments arcane power. It should prove a useful tool.
And implies she's a scholar. Hi, Doodles.
Or at least academian.
Well, she seems to be leaning more on healing than anything else. Let's do the rounds then. We'll see what's what and chat to the people we meet along the way. Pay special attention to anyone who looks overwhelmed or overly excited. Hopefully that will learn us a tidbit or 2 we didn't know before. Really?
I think because they've redone the the tutorials, anytime we hit stuff, we're gonna get a new one. Talk.
And they do the, what's it as escorting now? I'm guessing you would have preferred to go with Sphene and Kryle, but I'm afraid you're stuck with me. I grow on people, though, I promise. Like mold.
The book for in-game lore is shared between one class and 2 jobs. The class is Arcanist. The jobs are Summoner and Scholar. Summoner being a magic range, and Scholar, of course, being healing. And all 3 summon things.
Yes. Hold up a moment. So there's my book for Summoner.
Mm-hmm.
And there's my book for Scholar.
Yep. Looks like my book I have for Scholar. Funny that. There is technically another class that also uses the book that comes from roughly the same class, but it's a slightly different job, which is Academian.
Right.
Which is
which a couple of the NPCs have.
Heal DPS job. Alphino and Urianger both have that in the early portions of the game before they split into different jobs.
Yes.
Some
do the talking point after this?
Yeah. Are the sentries and air wheelers safe to be around now? I know it's going to happen again. Maybe next time I'll be the one who dies in a horrible accident. I need a neo-regulator. Becoming endless is the only way. Even Queen Sphene said so.
Yeah, don't trust everything you hear. True View. Ah, the memories. I used to drink around here all the time. Made sure not to overdo it when I had work the next day, but once we were past the busy season, or when the ladies weren't amenable to my company, well, you'd have to scrape me off the street outside in the morning. Or afternoon. The worst I ever got was on what should have been the worst day of my life. If only I could remember it. I was still wearing a regulator back then. It was also the day I first met Shale, although I guarantee she's forgotten it completely. Don't count on that.
He lost someone in the past and can't remember because of the regulator.
Yeah. You want to hear my story? Well, I appreciate you offering a sympathetic ear. There's not much to tell. If you must know, a good friend of mine died when those machines went crazy. Their wheeler dropped right out of the sky. He didn't survive the crash. Damn fool wasn't wearing a regulator. I know that's not so strange these days, but he'd never bothered with one. He was at peace with the idea of dying someday. I thought I understood what that meant, until it happened.
Oof. Doodles, that was horrible. It was nuts, I tell you. Okay, that's the only talking area.
Yeah. Here we go. What has me in such a fine mood, you ask? Well, I've just registered my new regulator. I was leery of becoming nothing but memories at first, but now that I've gone through with the registration, I've never felt more at ease. Also, once it was done, the regulator displayed the current numbers. Of the 5,000 slots available, over 3,800 have already been filled. So, if you're still hesitant, you've not much time to make your mind up. Mark my words, friends, when there's only a few slots left, it's going to get very ugly. Alea, Theron, word. I feel like there is a new factor in these stories we heard. One we hadn't considered during our discussion with everyone in the back room.
That fights are going to break out over the new regulators?
The fact that nearly 4,000 people have registered is worthy of its own report. Are you sure there wasn't anything else?
That people are still deathly afraid?
No. That a victim of the violence wasn't wearing the regulator.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
The other one we kinda knew already. Yes, that's it. The vast majority of residents have always worn regulators, so it's not a detail we'd normally think about. With the supply of souls cut off, though, more and more people have been going without them. We need to look into the casualties from the recent attacks and check whether or not they were equipped with regulators. Let's ask around on the street over to the east. It's pretty chaotic at the time, but maybe we'll find eyewitnesses who can help us confirm if this was a pattern or not. He's about the same as he was.
No, we have to go up and around.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Discuss the hover cargo.
It was once my job to deliver goods by hover cargo. That's why I know a fair number of names and faces throughout the city. The little ones who jump for joy when I brought them packages, the old lady who always greet me with a smile. I'd hate for anything bad to happen to them.
Yeah, I understand the feeling. Hey, Anna! How's it going? Come to see how we're faring? That's very kind of you. Truth is, I'm worried speaking about Neone and Trope. But I know only too well that now is not the time to act rashly. Instead, Ristara and I have put our heads together to see if there's anything we can do without drawing the President's attention. So please, don't worry about me. You should focus on preparing for the heavyweight tier. Your opponents will be fiercer than any before, and you'll need to be in tip-top shape to beat them.
Yeah, that's why we're going into the new Alliance raid.
Unarmed sentry.
Hello, how are you today? Please let me know if I may be of service. Citywide casualty data unavailable. Government officials are currently processing reports from all affected zones. Can you narrow it down to the recreation zone then? Must have some estimates on hand. Recalibrating parameters. Injured, 87 individuals. Casualties, 19 individuals. Casualties equipped with regulators, 0.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That right there is a smoking gun. You wish to know if the people who died in the machine rampage were wearing regulators? I'm sorry, but I was assigned to cleaning away debris. I didn't see any of the deceased. No bodies were present by the time I arrived, so I assumed the ushers had already done their work. I do Yeah, that's sketchy. Where's the bodies? I do remember there being patches of white dust scattered about that were quite a chore to clean up, but nothing else worthy of mention. That white dust is, yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. Theron, Relia, I think it's time we rejoined Krylan's Fiend. I was half joking with my boost to Shale, but we may have stumbled upon something major here. We should share our findings and keep pursuing this avenue of inquiry. Didn't Kryl say to meet them in the plaza just outside of Trueview? Let's get going.
Yeah, okay. The fact that no regulators.
Yeah.
And
no bodies.
And generally when we see that kind of dust, it's because they've been tempered and then executed. Hey Sveen, hey Kryl, you're not gonna like this. We finished our patrols as well. Did it not seem that more people wanted neo-regulators than before?
Yeah, well, outside of that...
So, essentially, you're saying that there were people who were killed by malfunctioning machines who weren't wearing regulators.
Well, the numbers are still tentative, and only apply to that one zone. We don't know how they'll stack up against the overall data, but this is definitely more than a coincidence. I think it's safe to say anyone who had removed their regulator was a priority target.
Now that you mention it, the person I was treating for injuries wasn't wearing one either. But why? Why were they being targeted over everyone else?
Less likely to want to wear a neo-regulator.
Based solely on the lack of neo-regulators, we cannot judge if a person has no desire to become endless, or if they simply fail to acquire one of the limited devices. But those who wear no regulator at all? They have clearly rejected the old system of using souls to revive themselves. Put it another way, they could have chosen to live their lives in the knowledge that death was an inevitability. The chances that such resolute people would wish to become endless are far lower, I would imagine. Also, Calyx has chosen those least likely to accept his vision as victims to stroke the fear and panic.
There's no need to kill anyone. The way things were, people were already fearful enough. He could have found 5,000 willing citizens without all this madness. Yeah.
No, he's playing a different game. These are just pawns in it. You make a good point. Perhaps the sowing of terror is in service of another scheme, or he has some other need for the lives he's taken. What of the dust found at the various sites?
Yeah. Right, the sanitation worker's story. She saw no bodies, but mentioned piles of white dust.
Dust, but no bodies? Now where have I heard that before? Do you recall when we went to save Aaronville from the sentries in the outskirts? That the usher Malachite told us much the same thing.
When I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust, which the wind quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but none knew what had become of it. Yeah.
Both stories speak of missing remains as suspicious enough, but the shared mention of the dust is too much to ignore. In that case, we should confirm if the substance was present at other sites and attempt to ascertain its nature.
Yeah, we definitely want samples of this dust.
Following this thread may lead us not only to an explanation for the missing bodies, but also the intent behind Calix's murderous actions.
Leah? Theron, we need your help. I've lost control over the soldiers in the residential area. They might be trying to hurt people again. Oblivion members are on their way now, but are you close enough to join them?
Watch us.
Always. Damn it. Our new investigation will have to wait. Let's go. Okay.
That's an Oblivion member.
And he just got hacked.
Yeah.
Stay back! Stay away from me!
Leave him alone.
Yep, no regulator.
Yeah, I don't blame you, guy.
Are you alright?
What happened here?
A sentry walked into my apartment, even though I'd locked the door and everything. I managed to run, but the man who tried to save me.
No weapons, which is to be expected, considering all the sentries were meant to be disarmed. Yet it was ordered to attack all the same, even if that meant using its bare hands.
I'll leave matters here to you. I'm going to do a sweep of the surrounding area.
Do you know anyone else in this sector who no longer wears a regulator?
Oh, I don't think I've seen Isadora and her boy with theirs recently.
Go to them, quickly!
I'll be fine.
But Isadora's in bad shape. Mother! Mother, please!
Oh no.
Isadora! Oh, thank goodness. She wasn't struck anywhere vital.
I'm sorry. If only I'd gotten here sooner.
Everything will be all right. I promise to make your mother better.
Thank you, miss. Will she sleep like that forever?
No, not forever. She'll wake soon, I'm sure of it.
That's good to hear. Thank you for saving her.
Just glad we got here in time to save her.
Okay, we get a title screen now. All right, I need to update to the next patch graphic. Oopsies.
That's one thing I lost, all my patch graphics and wallpapers.
Yeah, I am hoping that Drew can recover them for you. The patch graphics I've all got.
She should recover in due course. I'm glad we arrived when we did.
When I was sick and couldn't move, my mother was always at my side, always keeping me company. I'm going to do the same for her.
Forgive me, I was reckless. You shouldn't have had to waste time tending my wounds as well. Did you see our other comrades back there? He stayed behind in the lobby, but I heard sounds of fighting. I'm sorry. He must have fallen protecting the residents.
So, what do we want? I suppose I could get some tacos for 3 silly tanks.
Tacos are always appreciated for 3 silly tanks. I'm getting the mesquite soup. Mostly because I still have this big stack of mate cookies.
Mesquite soup, an especially nutrient-rich soup, chock full of diced popoto and smoky mesquite beans. And I'm gonna go for the tacos de carne asada. Warm flour tortillas, filled with slices of marinated ronique chuck that has been grilled to a smoky char. Am I ordering tacos for us tomorrow?
We'll see.
Yeah.
Wayaki?
The endless choice. Wayake is fearful for her comrade. Yeah.
Our comrade, you think he may have been struck down? If he is wounded or worse, I should go to him. Wait, please. It isn't safe and you still need rest. Would you stay with Milo and watch over Isadora for me? We'll tend to your friend. Thank you. Please be careful. Please be careful of yourself. Please be careful yourself.
Yes. Yeah, I don't need disagreement crew for that.
Isadora and Mios have completed their applications to leave the dome. We're practically out the door when all this happened. We'll make sure they can take care of this moment Isadora is ready to travel.
Okay, and he's the same.
So it sounds like they were actually going to leave Alexandria and migrate to Tuliolao. Which would make sense.
I think they might have mentioned that last patch.
Which would make perfect sense given his condition. Because he was suffering from lightning sickness.
Yep. I'm really glad to see him still up and around.
That man, this is awful.
Why is this happening? We're still working on the motive.
Isadora is going to be alright then. I'm so glad. I've just finished my ministrations here. Our Oblivion comrade was beyond saving, I'm afraid. That brave soul. He gave his life to save another.
He died protecting me. I don't understand why any of this is happening. That Sentry was behaving normally, like any other. Then, all of a sudden, it tried to kill me.
Weapon or no, Calix's commanded them to commit murder. Is it over? We came as soon as we heard Yakui's sent word.
Yeah, it's over.
I'm sorry, but the time we arrived, it was already too late.
Then Geode could be in trouble too. Once we have this radius locked down, we need to find him.
But why? Has something happened?
Possibly. We're not sure what, but he stopped responding to our communications.
Oh boy. We need to prioritize securing the residential sector, though. At least we can regain control over the sentries. Then we should search for Geode. I agree. Since most of Oblivion's members have sworn off regulators, if our theory holds true, then they could be primary targets for the next attack. Please do what you can to shepherd the residents to safety, but avoid all the sentries at all costs.
Our thanks. Here, take these communicators. Do we need to get you guys on link shells? We've made modifications to them to prevent Calix from intercepting the signal, and have been using them to coordinate movements with allies in the vicinity. Wayake has one too, so I'll ask her to keep hailing Geode.
Good luck and stay safe. Geode said he would sweep the surrounding area. He shouldn't have ventured too far. Let's get going. And I'm going to be... After we check with these three, I'm going to put myself on follow because I need to use the Lila Leeson's room.
Right. Rethink your Malala friend for me. It would still be a helpless mess if not for her encouragement.
I hope you find Geode soon. I know he's probably saving people with one hand and fighting off threats with the other, but I can't help but worry.
Yeah. Leave matters here to us. We'll see to our fallen comrade and make sure no one else comes to harm.
I will be right back.
After these messages. Since you probably have your headphones on, I'll tell you something I just found out while looking for the patch image. So we've been looking forward to the next deep dungeon and heard recently that it's actually not out yet, and yeah, their site does confirm it is in patch 7.35. That said, there is going to be something else for us to do now, and that's the next treasure dungeon. Yeah, Vault Oneiron, which looks to be somewhere in Alexandria. The Pilgrim's Traverse, yeah, is back with the fairies. And from what they're saying in the thing for it, yeah, it'll be starting in the Crystarium. Oh, okay. Right. I just wasn't expecting him. And yeah, the next society will be out in 7.35 as well, which is the Yokoi. Which surprised me because the first image it was actually their second image, but the first one I saw was basically the first boss from the dungeon where you're going up the mountain. It was going, wait, they're the society? But no. That would be hilarious. Yes, I do realize I can only hear one side of the conversation. I can barely hear the other side myself. But that's the kind of entertainment you get around here. And I think, of course, more Hildebrand in 0.35. And Cosmic Exploration will be 3-1. So we're not quite to New Bun Adventures yet.
Though we do have a holiday coming up.
So you mentioned, oh dear.
It's the Midsummer Fire Festival.
Okay. I see some people are going to be traumatized by the next mount.
Oh god, is it a sheep?
By some people, I mean a far bigger class of people than you.
As long as it's not a sheep.
It's a yan.
Oh god, the yan!
Like I said, there's going to be a fair number of people out there traumatized by it.
They're too sheep-like.
Oh, that's your problem.
Please, Geode, be safe.
Yeah, that would be good. Or at least not dead. We can work with not dead and make the rest of it work out.
Yeah, Orca, there was no other side of that conversation. He was basically talking to himself.
I could hear a little of what you were saying.
I wasn't saying anything.
Which was a little.
I had other things on my mind.
You see no sign of Geode. Perhaps you should search further to the east.
There's Kryl.
Right. Your draw distance is still a little better than mine.
Let's search around the apartments first. Searching, searching, searching.
You see no sign of Geode. Wake's voice crackles forth from the communicator.
Jude! Jude, answer me!
There is no response. Perhaps you should continue your search further to the east. You see no sign of Geode. The neighboring residential radius would be the next logical place to look. One they generally don't have a set for.
This is the only place left. Let them be safe.
Geode, are you there? Answer me, please!
I'm here. Sorry for the long silence. I've been busy.
Whew.
Oh, you're alive!
Yes.
Where are you now?
The radius next door. The lobby is secure. I'll scout the second floor. Then I'll join it.
Oh ho.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid they were doing.
Yep.
That dust.
Dust? What are you talking about? What's happening?
They're not just collecting souls. They're draining the bodies of corporeal ether. The dust that we saw was all that was left of the victims. They must have modified the soul cells. Shit.
Uh-oh.
Damn you!
Not a bad throw.
You can't be here! You need to run, now!
Uh-oh.
That was a trap.
Take care of the others, eh?
Well, crap.
No sign of him so far. This way, maybe? Geode!
One moment too late.
A shame. I had hoped to leave here with at least one more cell's worth of ether. But seeing how eager you are to interfere, I shall cut this foray short.
Calyx. What could you possibly stand to gain from these atrocities?
Ether sufficient to generate 5,000 endless. How would you acquire it?
How would I?
Until I have the key, the reflections are closed to me. Thus do I make do with the sources at hand. 7% of Alexandria's current population will yield the energy to convert 5,000 into endless. With 11%, operations could continue unabated for 800 years. Our bodies are fated to decay sooner or later. These ones refuse the gift of eternal life, so what difference does it make if I return them to ether now? I will not waste time and resources on meaningless conflict. This unit cannot offer you worthwhile resistance. Instead, I pose a question. Would you hand over the key if I promise to halt my harvest?
You would only seek other victims.
Yeah.
It was foolish of me to even ask. I return to my work then. There is much to do if I must take the key by force.
Son of an Asian. I can't. There are no words. This pile of dust, these ashes. And the soul cell he left behind. Was this his twisted way of returning Geode to us?
Not really.
Damn you, Calyx. Damn you and your careless cruelty. He was our friend. Even so, some might even say every death was justified if it meant thousands of Endless could continue their immortal lives. And if a reflection-stolen aether allowed for many more Endless, why, that too would be a noble sacrifice for the greater good. Who could think that? Not I. Certainly not I. We all know too well. There's not noble in this sacrifice. Still, we have to stop him. We have to find Calyx and put an end to this madness as soon as possible. And under no circumstances can we let the key fall into his possession, Theron, Rylea. It falls to us. We will thwart his plans here in Alexandria before he can terrorize innocents and reflections elsewhere. I will hold on to Geo's gun. If you could possibly take care of the soul cell, please.
My memories and yours. Though gripped by sadness, Sphene spurs herself to action.
We should return to the back room. Shale and the others need to know what happened. Yes, and I'll ask Woyaki to meet us there as well. Man, that name!
I know! Why are they doing this to us?
Because we're dumb Americans who don't speak multiple languages?
Maybe.
Our dear Geode. The soldiers. If only I'd been able to control them.
This isn't your fault, Gololja. The blame lies with Calyx, and with him alone. It's all so senseless. Why force his plans upon us when we're already happy? Living our lives. What does he even think life is?
I don't think he thinks that much.
I'll never forgive Calyx for doing this. Or myself for being powerless to stop him. Wait, where are you going? To clear my head. Don't worry, I won't do anything stupid.
Stay here and get some rest. I'll make sure Nostalgia stays out of trouble.
Be careful.
Thank you. Things would have been far worse if you and Geode hadn't rushed in there. Many people are still alive because of you. And after adding what you discovered to the leads we've dug up, I'm hopeful we can determine where Calyx is hiding. But not right now. We need time before we can move on. Just a little time.
Oh, Geode.
Quite a crowd.
Sphene. I'm told that memories tasked with keeping residents safe returned with their bodies of their comrades. They all risk so much. Graha?
We made a swift patrol of the other levels and confirmed that Calyx had carried out a number of targeted attacks. All to harvest more aether, it seems. I got back control of the sentries, probably around the same time Calyx left. Sorry, I couldn't stop him.
Stola? I assume you know better by now, but I hope you're not planning to try anything alone. We're all here with you.
I've spoken with Wuklama. They've cut their meeting short to deal with the aftermath of this latest violence.
And Geralt, because he is out of place?
Yes! I brought back Geode's gun. Its rounds were spent and its barrel was scorched, so you can be sure he went down fighting.
Oyakwe? Another comrade gone. Some days it's almost more than I can bear. Geode was... He was an older brother to Nostalgia and me. Shale knew him longer, though, and is surely taking it the hardest. And that's on top of what happened with Kakula. Do you think you could check on her? See how she's doing? She's like to put on a brave face if it's me or my sister. Oh, and we have Isildur and Milos under guard, so that's one less thing to worry about.
Right. Shale.
Apologies, my mind was elsewhere. Yes, your mind will do that. We need to press on with the hunt for Calyx, but I can't seem to focus. I should be better than this. I know, Is there anything I can do? You can't help yourself, can you? No, we can't. Nope. Still, I appreciate the concern. Kakuya used to say that the best thing to do with Greece is to let it all out. So I think I'll take myself over to Earth and Sky and say my goodbyes to Geode. Why don't you come along? I could use someone to blubber to if you've got a shoulder to spare.
Yeah, we can do that.
Right then. Let's get out of Everkeep for a bit.
Well, that was a quick trip outside.
It's a fair trek on foot, so I've arranged a couple of air-wheelers. I've had their communication modules removed, so even Calic shouldn't be able to seize control of them. Say the word, and we'll set off. Word. Ready? We'll be flying close to the pylons, so follow my lead.
We've done this before.
And away we go! Why'd she have to arrange for air-wheelers? We have our own! For years, I've been making one... For years, I've been taking one out of a turn whenever I needed to lighten my mood. Sometimes Geode would come along too, and we'd end up racing.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Does that surprise you? Our friendship always had a competitive edge. We would often talk about how, one day, we might fly our own wheelers outside the dome. Almost there. Be sure the ground is cleared before you touch down. Phew, that helped clear my head a touch. You know, Theron, Rylea, you two might be the first people I've ridden with who wasn't an Oblivion recruit. As far as I remember, at least. The memories from my regular days aren't exactly reliable.
Yeah, well.
Come on, let's head inside. Hopefully the way will be clear of pests today. Oh dear, I think we have pests.
Yeah.
Ugh, just our luck.
Oh, come on. You can do a little therapeutic beating up of things.
I have a hunt target down there. Ha! Give me a second.
Yep. It's bats, man!
That's one of two, and there's another over here.
Yeah, they're not lasting long. You've not been in these tunnels for quite a while.
There we go. Sorry about the sidetrack there.
No, you're not.
Maybe a little. Sorry about that, Shale. Thanks. We can usually avoid such encounters, but sometimes they wander in and block our only path. Not that it slowed you down at all. I've never seen you two fly up close before, and the surveillance feed clearly doesn't do it justice. Hopefully this keeps the routine clear, or the route clear for a while, shall we?
Let's shall.
Whenever we lost a comrade, the three of us would come back here to reminisce. Me, Geode, and Kafkiwa. Will you raise a glass?
To Geodes.
To Jude's memory.
Oh!
What are the two of you doing here?
I had a feeling you'd show up. Would you like to join us?
I suppose I could spare a moment. They tell us Oblivion's founders disappeared some decades ago under mysterious circumstances. And it was Kafkiwa who revived our organization. You and Geode helped her with that, didn't you? Tell us more about it. You're keen to know too, right? What they were like back then. The mad things they got up to. That sort of thing.
Those were the days. It was actually right before the Reformation that I met Geode. I still wore a regulator then. I'd recently lost someone close to me. And also quit a long stint as an adapter to work at a bar of all places. It paid me to sit with patrons and keep them company.
In other words, a hostess bar.
So it would
Came
seem.
One night. It wasn't long before we got into an argument. First-time customer, but tempers flared. And then one of us threw a punch.
You got into a fist fight? What were you even arguing about?
Damned if I know. We were deep in our cups. I think we were both just frustrated and angry at everything. By the end of it, we were both sprawled out in the street. Pair of drunken fools. Then this odd machine stopped to lecture us, scolding us for obstructing the foot traffic and not taking better care of ourselves.
I can't imagine you ever being in such a sorry state. The odd machine. That was Kafkiwa, I take it.
That it was. Once she was done upbraiding us for our unseemly behavior, she launched into a recruitment pitch.
Yeah.
Kafkiwa explained that she wanted to protect the outside world from Zoralja's invasion, to keep him from bringing ruin to the place her beloved son lived. And if we were so intent on self-destruction, then perhaps we might consider risking our hides for a just cause. It was a lot to take in. I hadn't given much thought to what lay beyond the barrier. And learning that Kafkiwa herself was already dead was enough to make my head spin. But Geode and I were intrigued by her ideas and wanted to see this future of hers come to pass.
Geode often spoke of it. He told me that meeting Kafkiwa was what first taught him the value of remembering people.
Like he was sharing a holy revelation.
Oh, but back then you hadn't yet taken on Oblivion's name, had you?
Is that so? I just assumed.
It hadn't been Kafkiwa's intention to carry on Oblivion's legacy, nor adopt the cause your parents championed. Not initially, at least. She wasn't even aware such an organized resistance existed. She did, however, suspect the presence of other dissidents, those who objected to resurrecting the memories of the dead in defiance of the natural order. In the hopes of identifying like-minded comrades, we began searching the core system for traces of unauthorized access. And that's how we found it. An anomalous sector in the back of the Neon Stein. According to Melancholy, the door to that mystery had remained firmly shut since she took over the business.
The back room.
The back room. We forced our way in, only to discover that the hideout had long been abandoned. Although the occupants were gone, the equipment they'd left behind contained records of a group calling itself Oblivion. After reading through their exploits and their vision for the future, we made the decision to carry on their work.
Thus were my parents and Kafkiwa's hopes bound together.
And carried onward by Shale and Geode.
We could never have made it this far on our own, of course. Not without the strength of arms you and your friends provided. Losing comrades is a hard thing, but being here, thinking back on the moments we shared, I could see their smiles, hear their laughter. I feel their presence, and I know they're still with us. But these memories of mine are for me alone. Reminders of why I chose to do this. And why I'll stay the course. Right. Time we got back to work. Thank...
No, it's me who should be thanking you. Though the pain is still deep, I don't feel like I'm drowning in it anymore. Let's get out there and put a stop to Calyx. For you, for me, and for everyone who's ever believed in Oblivion.
I appreciate you helping me through this. Not only the grief, you've helped me see my comrades mean even more than to... Let me reread that. You've helped me see that my comrades mean even more to me than I realized, which only fuels my determination. I'll be spending every waking moment working on to bring Calyx to account for his crimes. I'll do my part, then you do yours. Oblivion needs you.
Nines.
And I'm tempted to take the next one in hopes that we get out of
So we
this.
can get out of the cave?
Yes.
Yes. I'm with you. A darkness in the heart. Shale steels her heart for the work ahead.
It's time I went back to locating Calyx's lair. I have a new strategy in mind, but it remains to be seen if it will aid in narrowing down the possibilities. I'll ask Crow for help. I want to re-examine the data, starting with that from her parents. After all,
Right.
they were the first to break away from preservation and establish an organized resistance with Oblivion. There must be something in there that can point us at the right direction. What are your plans?
Going back to the raid on Wednesday.
Theron? Rylea? Is that you? Apologies for calling suddenly. I've been making the rounds in the outskirts and I cannot help but feel as if something's amiss. Might I ask you to join me? Your perspectives would be most appreciated. It can wait until you've finished attending with Shale, of course. It seems your plans have been decided for you. Go on. I've others to speak to before returning to back room. As long as memories remain, this wound in my heart will never fully heal. But it might be better that way. To feel something, even pain, is to remember that they lived. And to know that I am still alive. Yeah.
Won't be the same without Geode around. No, it won't. So, off to coffee?
Yeah. Off to coffee. I assume Wednesday we'll just continue on to MSQ until we finish, because we've got all week to do the raid again.
Yeah, and we can do that off air.
Yes. It will still be death and mayhem.
Yes, it will.
Yes, we've got things to do, Sphene. We'll get to you on Wednesday.
Yep.
Oh, and these two are still hanging around.
Well, good to see you, my friend. Did you also have trouble reaching the outskirts?
Not even. It's a wonder you haven't been zapped to smithereens.
Perish the thought. These boots grant me resistance to paralysis.
Ah, Parafine adventurers.
Yeah. Some days I really think that they missed an obvious bit with not making the zone music hear Thunder Plains.
Alas, that music was used in, Beardless Ramu.
I forget. They could use it again here.
But no, we will go for coffee. I'm surprised. I thought we would get to the dungeon tonight. No, this story's being long.
I'm not too surprised. I figured the story would probably take up the entire night. Maybe get a little further than we have, but...
Well, for now, let's sit down, enjoy some coffee, get some rest in, and come back fresh on Wednesday. With that said, it is time and past time to call it a night. Again, as mentioned before, we will be back on Wednesday for more MSQ starting at 9:30 Pacific. Until then, be safe, be well, get a good night's sleep, and we will see you next time.
Yes, everyone have a great night. Hope to see you here Wednesday for part 2 of Main Story.